Hi guys, how's everyone doing? I hope everybody is fine. Please guys, if you come across my page, follow my page, please like and comment. Thank you guys. So I decided to prepare these noodles for my kids. Although what I wanted to prepare is beans and rice. My kids, they are very hungry. I said, okay, let me first of all prepare noodles for them before I will proceed by preparing beans and rice for them. I started by cutting my onions, my green pepper, and my veggies and other things. I make sure that I cut them one after the other. So after cutting them, I brought out my pot. I added some noodles in the pot because I want to parboil the noodles. I always like to parboil before I will start cooking it. I put it on the fire by then. So I went ahead to check if the noodles is a little bit okay. So it happens to be a little, I have to sieve it. I sieve it and set it aside. I put my pot on the fire, added some vegetable oil, onion. So after adding some vegetable oil and onion, I added some veggies. I stir it, added some seasoning one after the other and stir it. This is me adding my noodles. After adding the noodles, I cover it and went ahead to start cleaning up my dishes. When I finished cleaning up my dishes, I went straight to check if the noodles is ready. So the noodles is ready now. I have to serve my kids. So by then I brought out my beans and start selecting it one after the other to make sure that there will be no stone on it. This is when I was after selecting it, I put it on the fire. I added some water and cover it and brought out my rice and made sure the one that will be enough for us. So by then I went and checked the noodle and the beans, if the beans is a little bit soft before I will sieve it. I brought out my tomatoes and garlic. I started by washing them one after the other. So when I added some water while washing them, make sure that I wash it properly. When I finish washing it, I added it in a blender. Although I did not really want this tomato to be smooth, I want it half done. So I make sure that I stand and monitor it very well so that it will not be over smooth, because I want to use it to make sauce for the beans and rice. I make sure that I, this is me blending the tomato. I allow it to be a little bit. I don't want it to be smooth. That is the reason why I. So by then I started by cutting up my onion. After cutting the onion, I set it aside and I proceed by checking the beans. If the beans is a little bit soft, by then I started bringing out my turkey because this is what I want to use for the beans and rice. After then, I brought out the beans and sieve the beans. When I finish sieving the beans, I make sure that I wash it properly and set it aside. By then, I brought out my chopping board and start cutting the turkey. I cut it almost, the knife is not really sharp, but I just manage it that way. I cut off the turkey and wash it properly, added some lemon, salt. I make sure that I wash it properly because I'm seeing some nyama nyama there. I don't really like that. So I wash it one after the other. Added the turkey in the pot. Added some onion seasoning and put it on the fire. After that, I proceed by cleaning up my dishes. After cleaning up, I went to add some water in the turkey. After adding the water, I separate it. So the turkey is ready now. I have to separate it and put it in a grill. So by then, I proceed by adding my vegetable oil in the pot and my blended tomatoes and added some seasoning on it. By then, and stir it. By then, I proceed by after washing my rice, I set it aside. I make sure that I set the rice aside. I went to check if the sauce is ready. Yeah, the sauce is ready. I added some. I brought out another pot and I added my beans in another separate pot because I don't want to use the pot that I used to fry my sauce to use to cook it. I added my beans. I added the stock on the beans. I put on the fire. So our food is ready, guys. This is the formal. This one is really giving. Thank you guys for watching.